All right, good morning, brothers and sisters. Round two. It's my second shot at this, but a different verse this morning. There was quite a bit going on, like usual. That's my life. Ups and downs and all arounds. In and out, just about. A lot of confusion going on in the situation with an individual in my life, and right now you see the Lord is testing hearts. Who's going to react, who's going to respond, what will we do, will they apply wisdom? And as I was struggling a bit, but trying to display self-control, and by the grace of God, there is self-control. There's a portion of scripture that I was going to share earlier, we're in chapter 25 of Proverbs, where Solomon writes, whoever has no rule over his own spirit is like a city broken down without walls. And again, displaying self-control. And as I continue to seek the Lord for the situation, I know that He's doing something. Hearts are being exposed, emotions are being seen, are being shown, and I know He will do what He will do. Just pray for the individual that's getting the bad end of it all. There's one who is innocent and is getting the worst of it all. So just pray for the innocent, please. The innocent individual in this situation, please, for those who pray. But as I continue to focus on the Lord, I know that His desire is, well, here we go. Let me share on this real quick. Here's what spoke to me as I started chewing on what's going on in the situation and knowing my part. Chapter 25, verse 4. Proverbs 25:4. Forgive me. Solomon writes, take away dross from silver, and it will go to the silversmith for jewelry. And I remember when I first came to the Lord, I read stuff like this. I'm like, what is this fool talking about? I'm like, this Vato's talking like in Greek or Hebrew. And God's like, no, it's in English, eh? I'm like, but nah, it's like, I need to get hooked on ebonics or hooked on phonics. And just like, I don't get what dross, with the silversmith. What it's, I'm from LA, fool. I'm from the hood. What's a silversmith, eh? I know Will Smith. It's just like, what is dross? Is that a rapper? What's a little dross? I'm like, I didn't know what that was. And as I started to grow in the Lord and study more, this portion of scripture, as you grow in the Lord and ask for help, when you wake up and pray and read, turns out that when you're a blacksmith or a silversmith, you go and you get rock and whatnot, and you break it down, and as you break it down, you melt it down, and as you melt it down, whenever you see gold miners or gold, as they purify the gold, as they heat it up, trying to purify it, and what you'll see is it gets to a boiling point where you see beautiful, like gold or silver. It's just this beautiful color, and on top is like just junk, like a top layer of just like junk. If you make stew and soup and you got fat in there, you put potatoes, you put all the vegetables you want, and the water will stay a certain color. But once you put meat in there, whether it's chicken, any type of meat, the fat starts to get extracted from it and flows to the top. And if you let it sit after it's cooked, you let it sit for 2-3 hours, you'll see that top layer of fat. Okay, same thing with any type of precious metals. When you melt it down, the impurities, all right, the pure gold, the pure silver stays at the bottom, is heavier, and the junk rises to the top. That's the dross. That's the leftover. That's the stuff that's no good, the worthless junk. Okay, when the silversmith goes and heats it up and melts it down and takes that top off, now we have pure silver. And now you can take that to the silversmith and he can turn it into whatever he wants. And how it ministers to me this morning is that what God's doing in this situation, as I'm being confronted with, here's a blessing, David. Like, oh, wait, never mind. It's not a blessing after all. We're just, or here's a blessing, David. Oh, no, it's not yours after all. It's getting there's a situation that's being presented to me as a blessing and it's being removed. And it is what it is. There's a lot of stuff going involved where it's very hard to explain without exposing. But it's like, this is yours. No, it's not. This is yours. No, it's not. This is yours. No, it's not. Let's just wait. And it's like, before I would have been like, vert the furt, Holmes. What's going on? This is mine, but all these different, I would have reacted in emotions and not with wisdom. I would have reacted like a man whose city's walls are broken down. He says right here, as a city, it's like a city broken down without walls. I would have been exposed. I would have been so emotional to the point where I just blurted and just reacted, and all the emotions and feelings from my heart would come out, and I would look like a fool. I would look like I was irresponsible, and like I had no control, no self-control, because my emotions and feelings, a fool bears his whole heart. It's out there, word vomit, and you can't take those words back because you done said these things already. But if you respond as a man who has rule over his own spirit, as you go to the Lord and you respond with wisdom, as you go to the Lord and ask him, what are we doing here? When you respond like that, now God can do what he sees fit. When you extract the emotions or the dross or the worthless stuff from silver, now you have this perfect piece of moldable material that you give to the silversmith. When you have a man who's removed himself from emotions and has his spirit under control, displaying self-control, whether he likes what he sees or he doesn't, whether he agrees or not, whether he understands or not. Well, understanding is part of wisdom, but whether he agrees or not, he's still displaying self-control and trusting in God, getting his eyes off of the situation and getting it on the King, the Father, Abba, Yahweh Elohim, the Creator. And now as I continue to keep my eyes on him, as I am that purified silver, God can mold me into the man I am called to be, so I can respond to the situation in his perfect timing and have victory over all things. Brothers and sisters, I hope this makes sense. The Lord has changed me. It's 171 days sober, and I've been confronted by many things in the past, and God has smashed them out, and I got my convictions in for my OWI and then for restraining order. It's all been dropped except for this. I think there might be one pending. We don't know yet. But I got all my, this is it. This is the end. Now I got to pay my fines and fees, and it's over. I can be debt-free, no longer be carnal-minded, no longer in the flesh, but I can be single, sober, spirit-filled, and just serving the Lord. Take away the dross from silver, and it will go to the silversmith for jewelry. When a man has surrendered to God, or the woman has surrendered to God completely, he or she allows God to remove all of the impurities in their life, all of the ugly, the worthless things from the past, the trauma, all that he removed. God removes that. He extracts that. Whatever addictions or struggles you had, they are removed, and now you're no longer living in fear, but you're not only a conqueror, you're more than a conqueror, heir to the throne, a child of God. You can move that mountain because your faith. When you allow God to extract and remove those things from your life, and you begin to live a life according to his will that honors him, you are now that piece of pure silver that God can just form into something beautiful, a masterpiece that honors him and that shines in the midst of the world, shines for him, that gives him honor. Brothers and sisters, please pray for the innocent individual in this situation, as God is sorting through and sifting through feelings and emotions in both parties. And just, I'm excited to see what God's going to do with this, because I know in the end there is victory. Victory. Victory, victory, victory. Praise you, Abba. Peace be with you all. God bless you. May the joy of the Lord be your strength. Much love to you, brothers and sisters. Remember, choose wisdom over the world. God bless.